Thank you, Madam Speaker. Just to review here, we are debating motion 504, which I first moved 2 weeks ago, and I'd like to read it again into the record. Be it resolved that the Legislative Assembly urge the government to affirm its commitment to allowing parents the choice of educational delivery for their children, including home, charter, private, francophone, separate, or public education programs. Now, Madam Speaker, it's consistent with the United Nations Charter, Article 27, Section 3, that reads, parents have a prior right to choose the kind of education that shall be given to their children. The purpose of the motion is to have government confirm what they're already doing. I'm asking government to give parents the assurance that the choice will remain in education. Assurance that education will not go backwards in Alberta and that students can continue to benefit from the many options of educational delivery currently available. Alberta has one of the best education systems in the world, and the PC caucus encourages this government to keep it that way. Choice in education, including home, charter, private, francophone, separate, or public education programs, is about meeting the needs and interests of children, the most important people that we're talking about here, so that they can reach their full potential. Everybody should have equality of opportunity. They don't always have equality of results, but education fit to each child is going to give each child that as close as you can get to that equality of opportunity. All children deserve that, Madam Speaker. So the choice for parents is to decide which school is best for them. And I have to say, I have experience in my life in most of these choices, in private schools, in charter schools, in separate schools, and in public schools. And they all have their place. They all belong. They all look after children. This motion encourages the government to ensure stable and permanent access to that choice in education. I thank the government for withdrawing their amendment. I think that is a victory today for Alberta children and parents. Sometimes, Madam Speaker, people need to fight for what is right. I think this is a case where that happened. My grandchildren will benefit. Everybody, I believe's children and grandchildren will benefit, but not only now, but in generations to come. Parents, and only parents, are best to decide for their children. Of course, when their children are looked after by someone else, the one that tucks them into bed at night is probably the one that loves them the most and is most suited to make these decisions about how they're educated. So, and I have to say, there's been an outpouring of support from parents across Alberta on this particular motion. There's lessons to be learned about this whole process, and this will be talked about for a long time, but that does not diminish the importance of what we're going to do today. The minister said he's proud of the education system. I agree with the minister. This is important because kids matter. Albertans have created a system that is largely better than other provinces in Canada, because Albertans told their government that sometimes their kids need better choices. Sometimes their kids need extra services. Sometimes their kids, and the Honourable Liberal member talked about special needs kids, or kids that might have autism. Sometimes they need special care. Sometimes kids are actually smarter than other kids, and they need special care for that so that they can reach their highest potential. And that is what choice does. It provides kids with a good experience. It provides them with the best chance to reach their full potential as human beings. Now, I am glad the government has decided to support parental choice, or at least that's my understanding, and I thank them for that. Madam Speaker, this is something so fundamental, so very fundamental to the future of Alberta. And of course, it can't be forgotten that it's essential that all Alberta schools, regardless of the type, are safe, caring, welcoming places for all students, regardless of who those students are: race, creed, color, religion, sexual orientation, whatever. Madam Speaker, I would encourage all members of the House to support this motion, and should you do so, you have my
Having heard the motion proposed by the Honourable Member for Calgary-Hays, all in favour say aye. Aye. Those opposed say no. That motion is carried unanimously.